All right, Kajang, what's on the docket? Huh?
Yeah.
Docket.
Uh-huh.
That makes it sound like a court case for today.
What is peer pressure?
What is peer pressure, Scout Francesca? That's our family discussion.
Yep. And a question for all people of the universe.
Well, perhaps not all of them, Scout.
All of them.
Some little demon child sent into the internet. Does Wi-Fi stand for William Filliam?
Does it?
Hello, Scout Francesca.
Hello, Dad.
I could be a game show announcer. Maybe
No,
they need
you
somebody on
couldn't be.
SNL. I don't even like game shows.
You also couldn't be on SNL.
I could have been back in the day, man.
No.
I had it all.
No.
Oh, yeah. Comedy chops, looks.
You know who's perfect
Charm.
for SNL? Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, come on, man. Let's not start an episode with cursing. Oh, my
I
God,
knew
that
would get
guy.
you.
Wow, he's such a suck-up.
You really don't like him.
I don't dislike him. I don't know him, but everything about him that I perceive is contrary to anything that I enjoy.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah, that guy's a big old phony.
Yeah, he is.
Well, we're allowed to have opinions. I'm sure other people love him.
Yeah.
They love
That
a
I
good
know
phony.
they do.
All
He
right.
was pretty good looking back in the day, though.
I don't see what that has to do with anything. I'll give him this. He's very musically inclined.
Oh, yeah.
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 He's pretty good when he sticks to that. But man, when he starts interviewing people. All right.
All right. So, topic of the day.
Mm-hmm.
How do you talk to your kid or any kid about peer pressure? Peer pressure, not peer pressure. Peer. So?
You know what's interesting to me? Many things, actually. But in particular, all of these topics go both ways all the time. I know I keep saying that, but it's because I find it endlessly interesting that even as you grow as an adult from childhood, the issues that you face in childhood, they don't really change. Like
No.
anybody who succumbs to or is finds themselves pressured by peer pressure,
Yeah.
it doesn't really change. Right?
No.
The people who are susceptible to it are susceptible to it when they get older too, if they don't learn when they're kids how to manage it. So I guess that's the thing, really, isn't it? Is when your formative years, do you learn to manage these things? Because, man, I think it gets harder to learn these tricks when you get older.
I definitely think it is, especially if you weren't taught about it or you weren't aware of it when you were a kid. I think it makes it, 10 times harder to deal with when you're older.
For sure, definitely.
Because, even if you did learn about it as a kid, I feel like it would, even now as I get older, it's getting harder to not give in to peer pressure. I don't find it hard because I'm just not the kind of person to...
You just completely contradicted yourself.
Yeah, no, but I'm not saying it is for everybody, but I think for the majority of teenagers...
You ate both ends of the hot dog there.
Yeah, I think for the majority of teenagers, it gets harder.
I think I just made up a saying.
Never use it again. Never use it again. But I think for the majority of teenagers, it's harder as they get older to handle peer pressure.
Well, why do you think that is?
Because I think the need to fit in and the need to be cool gets more and more...
Powerful?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it kind of takes over the need to be your own person.
Yes, a little kid is not concerned with that.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, when you're little, you wear what you want, which I think it might have actually been the opposite for me, because growing up, I think that because I didn't fit in much in class and in school and stuff, I think I tried a little harder to fit in, which in the long run was worse for me. But I think it's usually the opposite. I think usually, leaving out the small percent of kids like me, I think usually a little kid does what they want, wears what they want, says what they want, and then when they grow up, they have the need to fit in, the want to fit in, and I think that makes them a little more susceptible to peer pressure among their peers because, peer pressure. Get it?
Yeah.
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
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 I think,
see what you did there.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's probably the reason why it's called peer pressure, but.
Well, I would guess so, yes.
But, yeah. When you're older, it's harder to be your own person. I think
it's harder to be your own person as an adult. You feel like?
I mean, I'm speaking as a teen. I don't know what it's like to be an adult, so I'm not gonna.
I think that it's
touch
something that
too much on that.
I think you bring it with you. I think if at some point if you don't direct yourself away from being concerned with what other people think, then you're eternally concerned with it.
Yeah. I
think that's why it's critical when kids are young that they're encouraged to not succumb to peer pressure.
Definitely.
Because it's nature or nurture, right? Like, do you think you're born succumbing to peer pressure? I find that hard to believe. Like, there's an element of tribalism, so we need each other to survive. So you're always going to be susceptible to what other people want or expect of you to a certain extent, because that's how we operate. That's how we interoperate as humans, right? As our tribe. But then there's that, and then there's like, okay, well, why are you dressed like that? Well, why are you talking like that? Why that kind of peer pressure that becomes negative, where people are just trying to essentially bully you. Bullying and peer pressure are they're
very
adjacent.
Similar, yeah. And I think when you're older, there's a stronger want to be your own person, but there's more of a need to not be kind of thing. Like, you feel like you need to not be your own person, but you want to be, if that makes sense. I don't know if that wording makes sense, but that's the only way I can word it.
I'm trying to understand you. Like,
I guess what I mean is, like, as a teenager, you really do want to be your own person. You want to, have your own opinions, and it's just natural as a teenager. You just want that. But I think that the need to fit in kind of overpowers that, if that makes sense.
It makes sense, but it also is completely insane to me.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's this one's tricky for me because even when I was younger, I never was much for peer pressure.
No,
like, it just never really affected me all that much. I'm not saying there was never times it did. I'm sure there were. But in general, I was not somebody who... I was more inclined to be a contrarian. I was more inclined that if you tried to make me do something, I was almost assuredly not going to.
Yeah, I got that from you.
Yeah, yeah. So peer pressure for me is a weird one. It's like, well, if somebody's trying to make me do something, my first thought is
to do the opposite.
Or why?
Yeah,
what does it matter to you if I do that?
Yeah.
I find peer pressure to be a weird one, and I think it's getting worse and worse, like, because of the social media introduction and influence, right? Like, the peer pressure that you guys face now isn't just from your peers. Like, in your case, you're removed from that to a great extent because you homeschool, right? Yeah. But you still have friends, and you still go out, and you have as many or more friends as you had when you're in school.
Oh, more.
And... your greatest level of peer pressure, it comes from the internet. Yeah. They're not really your peers, but it is peer pressure. It's this idea that there's something that you should be doing that you're not, and you're, like the definition of peer now has changed. I think it used to be your peers were your schoolmates, your teammates, that kind of a thing. Now, your peers are this sort of nebulous weirdness online, like, oh, this is what all the kids are doing, right?
I also want to bring up the fact that when you're little, peer pressure is definitely like, oh, if you don't sit with us at lunch, you're not cool, or that kind of stuff. Yeah. But the older you get, the harder it is to not be susceptible to it or give into it, because the things get more and more sort of difficult and bigger. The situations just get bigger, like, because when maybe your friends are starting to drink, or maybe your friends are starting to sneak out or party and stuff like that, and I think the harder it is to not do that kind of stuff with them, because you just feel the need to do that, or you grow up watching movies where the teens are all partying and doing that kind of stuff, when in reality that is not what teenage years look like, or, you know, the majority of teenage years look like.
Yeah, for sure.
And
not
so
like the movies.
like your brain is just kind of told growing up, you know, you watch Mean Girls, or you watch movies like Bring It On or 10 Things I Hate About You, and all of those movies, all these 15, 16-year-olds are all partying and drinking and dating, and in your head, that's what you think you should be doing as a teenager.
Yeah.
And so when kids your age do start doing that, you know, the 10% of your friends that are doing that, and they come up to you and tell you, oh, if you don't do this, or you should do this with us because, you know, it's cool, you're more inclined to want to do it because that's what you kind of grew up thinking was cool or the normal.
Right.
When in reality, that's not the normal. And so it makes you want to do those things more, or not even want, but it makes you feel more inclined to do them because it feels like it should be natural, even if it isn't.
Yeah. You've been brainwashed, essentially.
Exactly.
So I guess the question then is what's, like I alluded to it before, you're going to have peer pressure as a natural part of the human condition, right? We're tribal and you're trying to get along, and so there's good peer pressure and there's bad peer pressure too. You could be getting peer pressure from your peers because you're the one clowning around and they're trying to pressure you into not clowning around.
Yeah.
I mean, so we tend to say, when we say peer pressure, that's a negative connotation, right? Like it's not good encouragement, it's bad encouragement, essentially.
Right.
So why do you go along with people encouraging you to do stupid things is really the question here, isn't it? And what is the answer? Like why do I've honestly, Scout, I've never understood why people follow other people into stupidity.
You know what? I think because of the generation I'm growing up in, I do understand it. But
this is a me thing.
It's just
like I should understand it.
It's not something that I would give into. Because
I know, but why? So
that's the thing,
why
like,
help me understand it?
Yeah.
I get that it exists.
Yeah. I think it's just because kids feel an unbearable need to fit in. They.
So why though?
Because in this time.
Not any time or anything, just you. Like why? I'm asking your opinion.
I don't
why
know.
do you think needing to fit in is important?
Well, I don't really know because I don't really feel the need to fit in anymore. I don't remember that feeling. I don't feel that need anymore. So it's not something that I can.
But you're not that far removed from it.
But to me, I am though.
Okay.
Like I am. Whether it was 10 months ago or 2 years ago, I just don't remember. It's just not something I can relate to anymore.
So what is it again? Like we're well into the discussion now, and I think that any usefulness that comes out of this is an understanding of why peer pressure is even a thing. And I'm not sure what it is. Like I think that as an adult, or I remember being a kid too.
Yeah.
People succumbed, and I keep using that word, but it's the perfect word for peer pressure, man. They succumb to peer pressure, usually the same reasons: out of fear of being left out, left alone, out of fear of being mocked or teased, out of fear of being different, of being isolated as not the same as everybody else. There's really no other reason for it.
Yeah.
So why is that something that we do, and how do you get a kid to understand that you don't have to go along with everybody else if you don't want to? It's okay not to.
Well, I think right now kids are peer pressuring other kids because they have a fear of doing things alone, of doing things without somebody to distract them. Doing things just in general, being alone, not having a distraction, not having somebody to fall back on if things go wrong. And I think that's a big part of the whole peer pressuring thing, because
so do kids want to be peer pressured? Are they not sitting there going, yeah, this is dumb, but I'm going to do it because I'm afraid of being alone or looking weak or whatever? I think so. How can they be helped then?
I think that if you're a parent, I think it's important to tell your kid that they don't have to fit in. They don't have to. It's what you always tell me, just find your people.
I think, yeah, that's for sure, find your people. But I think most parents have a variation on that, right? I think this is very much a case where how can a kid help another kid? How can kids come forward and help themselves? Like when a kid finds themselves in a position where they're feeling threatened, and they feel like the only way to avoid the threat is to go along with something they wouldn't otherwise go along with. Like, how does the kid have the strength to not do that? For me, when I was a kid, there was times when I knew, like, I was getting mocked or teased about it, or people would be like, you know, the kind of unusable terms here they would refer to me as, because I didn't want to do something that I thought was stupid. For me, I just laughed. Because to me, it was just like, really? You think that's gonna get me to do this?
I think that's what you should tell a kid.
I'm not bragging either.
No,
like,
I know you're not.
I'm like, how do you get a kid to understand that it's okay to do that?
By telling them, by just telling them from a young age.
But what does the kid do? That's what I'm asking you, Irish. Like, how does the kid do that? Like, you're the kid, right? Mm-hmm. It's easy for me from my position of parenthood, to be sitting down and telling a kid, do as I do, do as I say, not as I do. But parents are famous for that. We've talked about this before, right? Yeah. But like this last week about why are adults so dumb? Because they'll say one thing and then they do another, and the kid's like, "What's your problem, man?" This is a similar kind of a thing. Parents can say like, "Oh, you don't have to do what your other kids are doing," but that's useless advice to a 14 or a 15-year-old. Yeah. They just roll their eyes at that. It's like, well, I don't care, man. I'm going to go and get a bottle of rye and sit in the park with my buddies because they want me to. You telling them you don't have to do that. They're like, okay, man. I
mean, I think it's important to hear it from another kid. I think if you're a kid and you see somebody maybe with their friends and they're talking about something and this kid looks uncomfortable because he doesn't want to do it, I think it's important that you're the kid that tells them that they don't have to. I think hearing it from another kid their age,
I think that's huge,
is important as well, because they're hearing both. Now they're hearing not one side, but two sides from two different kids their age. And I think depending on what kind of kid you are, I think often you'll lean towards doing the right thing, especially if you're being told, or especially if you're being told by another kid that you don't have to do it.
And now you're not alone.
Right, exactly. And I think vice versa.
Now you're in a group.
I think if you're a kid who has been peer pressured before and you see somebody being peer pressured, tell them that they don't have to do anything. I think it's important to hear it from another kid, not just adults.
I think it's huge. And that's kind of what I'm getting at, right? Is that I think that the kid has a huge responsibility here to talk up, to speak up about it, to their parents, to other kids. I think that's a big reason why a lot of these things go astray for kids, is that you don't feel comfortable bringing them up with your friends or your parents. So you end up just sort of keeping them to yourself and feeling like you're all living in your own little world that nobody else understands. And it's like, no, man, we all understand it. Like, you especially other kids understand it. I don't want to do that. Oh, why don't you want to do that? Well, I think it's dumb. Well, I'm going to do it. Well, okay, that's fine. I'm not telling you can't do it. I'm just telling you I think it's dumb. And then the other kid has to be able to say, well, all right, I get that. The problem isn't it? And now this is where it's the same problem with adults. If you say to somebody, hey, buddy, that's dumb. Why are you doing that? They're like, well, you're dumb. Yeah.
Or,
you don't
call
want
you
to do
names
it.
that we can't say on this family-friendly podcast.
Because
peer
pressure is huge. Because it all comes back to our clumping. We got a clump, right? And if 15 of 20 people are going right, the 5 who are going left, it takes a lot of courage to go left when everybody else is going right. Yeah. Or in my case, again, because I'm not like holding myself up as some bastion of childhood expertise, I could go left, not even as a contrarian, just because you're allowed to look at a situation and say to yourself, I think that's dumb. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. And I think that's the problem, is the kids will look at it and they'll, for some reason, I could do that and I was good with that. But a lot of kids will look at something, I think, and they say, well, that's dumb. Mm-hmm. But for whatever reason, they can't
help themselves.
They have to do it because of the fear of I don't know, man.
You saying left or right made me think of something I've been meaning to talk to you about. I always think of things as being even or odd, like left and right, for example. Like left is very even to me, like left would be an even number, and right is like very odd. Acoustic guitars, super
Acoustic?
acoustic. Oops.
Acoustic?
Right?
You said acoustic.
Acoustic.
Acoustic. Acoustic.
Acoustic.
Now you got me confused.
Yeah.
Now I'm not
okay.
sure.
Well, acoustic
Sound like
guitars.
guitars are like that are on the spectrum.
Acoustic guitars.
Acoustic guitars.
Yeah, acoustic
They're
guitars.
guitars on the spectrum.
Are very even, but electric guitars very odd. Stained glass windows,
What?
very even. Normally paned windows, odd. Certain kind of lampshades, even odd.
Yeah, I get what you're
Laptops
saying.
are very even. Desktops are very odd. Like a laptop would be number 2, and then a desktop would be 3. You know?
I mean, I understand the theory.
Glass cups are even.
Are you asking if through peer pressure I can agree with all of these things?
Yeah, do you ever do that?
Not in the way you're suggesting. I think I do have a left-right kind of an assessment of things, I guess, but I've never tagged it like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, like colorful puzzles are even, dull puzzles are odd.
I'm sure that somebody can call in or write in and they'd have you like slapped onto some kind of a label for that approach.
I mean, there's not much I don't like. If I have 2 things in front of me that are of the same family, I always do that. Like if I had, a glass ruler and a wooden ruler, a wooden ruler, very odd, glass ruler, super even.
That's arbitrary, isn't it?
What do you mean?
Like you're labeling those things. It's more.
Yeah,
I would suggest that that's more a case of you. This is new. I've discovered something new about you. I would say that's more a case of you being predisposed to giving things the odd, even, or left-right label, because it's just arbitrary. You could have gone the opposite way with the glass and the wood, right?
Yeah.
It's more you're just compelled to categorize things as black-white.
Yeah. It's just something I've done since I was like little. It's just
Yeah, it's
everything
interesting.
I see that comes in pairs, or windows, for example. There's different kinds of windows. Like I mentioned, stained glass
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
averagely paned windows.
It's you. So you have a much deeper seated desire to categorize things than I realized.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Like you're definitely you want it's a way for you to control your construction of your external world, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like you can make everything. You can nice and neatly categorize things.
Yeah, it's funny. I want my brain to be neat, but everything around me isn't exactly the tidiest.
There's a level of disarray to your to your space outside yourself, but not inside, man. Inside, you're just
Dude, yeah.
You're
Spick
a Swiss
and span.
clock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you clean my
You're
computer?
a diamond. Yeah, I clean it once in a while.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes when I look there and I can't see the screen through
Okay,
the haze of muck.
that's not true, guys.
All right, Irish, weird
All right.
questions.
All right, so this week I looked up odd questions asked by kids on the internet, and somebody's great uncle put in somewhere that their great nephew looked up, does Wi-Fi stand for William Filliam? And to me it's funny because growing up nobody knows what Wi-Fi stands for. No one. I used to think it stood for Wikipedia Finance.
Wi-Fi.
Don't know what that means. Don't know what Wikipedia Finance is, but to me it meant Wi-Fi. I know people that thought it was all kinds of different things. So for somebody to think that it's named after a name isn't too far off, honestly, because things all over the world are named after, Ford Motors. It's the only one. Einstein's probe.
Odd even.
Okay.
Hey, Wi-Fi. That's a very good odd even word.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
The Y would be even, and the phi would be odd.
Arbitrarily.
Yeah, maybe you think it's the opposite, but I just
But you
think
get
of
the arbitrary
I just think
thing.
of W
I'm
being very
still
even.
interested in that revelation of your odd even thing.
Well, I just think that the letter W is very even and the letter F is very odd.
Again, arbitrary.
Correct.
It's interesting. It's an interesting distinction that you're making.
Venus is a very, very even planet, along with Mercury and Saturn. But, for example, Jupiter is very odd, as well as Mars and Uranus. And I'd say that Pluto's pretty odd. The Sun's as odd as it gets. And I'd say Earth is even.
Which one? Uranus is which one?
Uranus is odd.
Uranus is odd.
Dad.
That's what you said?
Oh my god.
Wow.
Dad. Come on now.
I feel like it's even.
You think Uranus is...
Oh.
Dad! Stop.
All right. Wi-Fi. You know, it's just a made-up thing, right? It was just a brand name.
Really?
That's what it is, yeah. Yeah, like 20,
So
30
does it stand
years
for
ago.
anything?
It was a branding company, an advertising thing. They had to come up with a way of they wanted to, rather than calling it like the weird EEE 205 whatever
right.
the connection thing was, is when you originally connected your computer to the world, that it would make that all
yeah.
those weird noises. Yeah.
Yeah, I was around for that.
And so they branded it Wi-Fi. I think it might have been a play on hi-fi, like high fidelity, wireless fidelity.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to get away from where you plugged in your computer. So you had it was wireless. I think that's how they came up with it. Instead of hi-fi, high fidelity was Wi-Fi. But that's it.
Wireless
It's branding,
fidelity?
man. It's like Nike. It's
Yeah.
with even less meaning than I guess Nike has goddess
Talk
meanings.
about even. Nike is as even of a shoe brand as you can get.
No.
Yeah.
See, now you're tipping into Crazy Town.
Okay.
You're all right with that?
I don't care.
You're going to go into Crazy Town wearing an odd even t-shirt?
Sure.
Does odd go on the front or the back?
Oh, the front is very even.
No, see.
Back is odd. 100%. It's like shoes, for example. Like you'd think that the right shoe would be odd and the left shoe would be
you
even,
wouldn't.
but it's
You
actually...
wouldn't think that at all, Irish. You wouldn't think that at all.
Oh.
No.
Oh.
You're into, honestly, my suspicion is that you're into a territory here that is only occupied by some few people in the whole world.
Okay.
Like this is you should start a Discord. You'll be finding your
Even
people,
odd.
man. The even odd people.
I don't think I want to be in that group.
Or I guess it'd be more likely called the odd even people.
Ew.
Well, we could
Even goes first, Dad. Come on now.
well, but in this case, I truly believe odd should go first.
Okay. Good one.
Oh wow!
Don't make fun of this,
That's your
Dad.
big comeback.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of the odd evens.
Even odds. Even goes first. Which you'd actually think that odd would go first because 1 is an odd number, but it's not that way.
Well, here we are. The end of episode the 86th. Once again, beat you to it.
No, you didn't. You really didn't. LOL.
Oh, okay. All right. Got a lot of editing to do there.
All right, y'all. See you next time.
All right, Miss Kajang, I love you very much.
I love you too.
We'll see you oddly somewhere even. Or even somewhere oddly.
Yeah, there.
That's the new outro. I'll see you even oddly.
All right, I'll see you. I can't say oddly even.
I'll say I'll see you oddly even.
I'll see you even oddly.